not sure, but the first time I came to Mexico, I was played in the America's Cup matches in Monterrey. First time I came to Cabo was 1963, and I remember flying in there, my Aero Commander, at the airport at Palmilla, and I was flying in, coming in on approach, and all of a sudden my co-pilot put his hand on my hand and pushed it forward. And if you remember Palmilla, there's this pitch about like this. Well, I was lining up to the runway, but I was lining up, but the runway went uphill, so I was on my way into the side of the hill. So he put it on there, and of course, figured that out. But that's why I had my pilot with me, and otherwise I wouldn't be here. I'd been in the side of the hill. But anyway, I came down several times and fished through the early '60s. Next time I came back to Cabo was 1986, and very little had changed. The Palmilla was basically the same. There were 9 holes of golf at Cabo San Jose. And Don Cole had me do the Palmilla golf course, 27 holes. Then we did Cabo del Sol. Eduardo came along and said, "I'd like to have me do El Dorado."
I was very jealous.
Oh. He was too, frankly. And you had already had your other course there at the Trent Jones Golf Course.
Yes, yes.
And I played the senior
slam.
Senior slam on the Jones course.
I remember, yes.
And then, of course, we did El Dorado, and then the company did Campestri. We started doing Puerto Cabos, and we've just been coming here for years. I see it grow. I just sat out here on the asked me a question out here on the green after you all left. They said that to me, to most of my friends from California, I'm known as the guy who ruined Cabo. Says they used to be able to come down here with a swimsuit, a pair of sandals, and a T-shirt, $20 and stay for a week. And once we started building golf courses,
prices went all the way
prices went up. But but what happens is, I loved Cabo the way it was. I love Cabo now. You can still come down here, with a T-shirt, sandals, and swimsuit, and enjoy the beach and do all the things you want to do. But what we did is we added another element, and it was golf. And golfers actually do spend money. And I think Eduardo's happy that we introduced golf.
Very happy.
Yeah, you've had a wonderful experience in Cabo.
We have.
He's done a wonderful job. He's done a great job every place he's been, and we've enjoyed being part of the growth and what's happening in Cabo. I use the story of Cabo. I can tell you one of my favorite stories is, you might get a kick out of this, you may not, I don't know, but I went to Croatia, and I went to Zagreb. I was doing a golf course in Pula, and I went to Zagreb to meet the Prime Minister, Ivo Sandalog. And there was a couple of golf courses in Croatia. They were all sand, or sand greens. And so he brought his cabinet in. He brought his cabinet in for me to convince them that what tourism would be and what it would do to Croatia. Croatia's got a coastline like Cabo. I mean, it must be 600-700 miles of coastline. Just could be golf course after golf course after golf course, resort beach. It's gorgeous. Anyway, so he had a lady minister of tourism, and I sat down and talked with him, and I told the Cabo story. We came to Cabo. You came with the pair of swimsuit, and $20. But then we start introducing golf and how golfers brought money. They brought people in here that the resorts came. All the things that happened because of things. Well, anyway, they convinced them to go ahead and start doing some golf courses in Croatia. And then I love the second part of the story is I had no idea whether he played golf or not. So I went into his chambers afterwards, and he thanked me for meeting with his. He spoke English very well. I do not speak Croatian, and obviously, but I had a set of golf clubs for him, and not knowing whether he's a golfer or not, I gave him this set of golf clubs, and he pulled the driver out of the bag, and he looked at it, and he says, "That's a very nice driver, Jack." I said, "Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister." And he pulled the 5-iron out of the bag, and he looked at it, and he says, "You don't suppose I could get these clubs 1 inch longer, do you?" I knew I had a golfer. The next time I was back, I said, "I don't think that's going to be a problem." I got him a set of golf clubs. The next time I was back in Croatia, he ran me down on the golf course. He said, "Jack, I heard you were in Croatia. I just want to call and tell you that 1 inch made all the difference. The clubs are great." But I mean, that's what golf does. And golf brings people, tourism into an area. It's brought it to Cabo. It'll bring it to many parts of the world. And I feel very blessed to have been part of what's happened in Cabo, and particularly with what's happened with Eduardo.
Jack put golf in the map of Los Cabos, and I think he's an essential part of the success of Los Cabos. And obviously, we're very proud to be part of your efforts. And
Puerto Los Cabos, he found a piece of ground on the ocean. He said, "Okay, it's got a great beach. It's got great terrain. It's got great views." He said, "I'm lacking 2 things. Access, and what brings another bunch of people to Los Cabos is water, the access to the water, marina." He built a marina, has had the access, the road, the bridge will be finished very shortly. Access from the airport. I mean, if you think about it, it's easy access to get here. It's got all the elements that you want, and if somebody wants to come here to enjoy and relax, it's got the ocean, it's got the golf, it's got the views, it's got the security, it's got the access now, and it's got the marina. I mean, it's all here. Mexico has so much more than so many parts of the world. I mean, what Mexico has is thousands and thousands of miles of coastline, of beautiful sand dunes and so forth that's not inhabited. It has fantastic weather. It's fortunate that it has the United States with all its people that want that sitting right on its north border to come down here and be part of your tourism. It's Mexico's got so much and so much for people to offer. And and somebody said, I guess what I've done 23 or 4 golf courses in Mexico now. And why have I done all those golf courses in Mexico? Because I've enjoyed coming to Mexico, first of all, but secondly, duh.
It's a natural.
Duh. Yeah. Why not? It's great. It hired me to do a signature golf course, which is 18 holes. So our goal is to have 18 signature holes. Do we have some that have different features? Sure. I mean, how could you not like the? I guess you call it the 14th now. The 5th hole going down to the ocean, or my 5th hole, or the 13th hole going to the ocean, and the 15th the par 3. How could you not like those? They're beautiful holes. They're gorgeous holes on the water. You got great views. I mean, go to the top of the 3rd hole. What a fantastic view you've got coming down through there. You've got 9, staying up on the tee at 9 down the lake, and all that happens. You've got views and gorgeous situations everywhere. But it also, with gorgeous situations, brings some difficulty to your golf. Today we played 9 holes, and we played 3 shots at the first hole are uphill, and the tee shot at 8 are uphill. The uphill shot is my least favorite shot in the game of golf. But we had him. I just happened to play those 4 shots where we didn't play all the other 14 or 15 shots on the front 9 that are downhill.
Right.
You know, which golf is more pleasant game played downhill than it is uphill. We only have 4 shots on the front 9. So you've got a variety of so many good things that bring up so many good holes that and the vistas are so fantastic from them that it's a beautiful golf course. Very hard to make sure that the ladies can play the golf course. I work very hard to make sure that we've got a challenging golf course. I probably don't work as hard as I could to make sure that the men don't have quite as challenging a golf course and easy. You know, we have enough tees, but you know that people do not ever want to play the tee they should really play. Golfers are masochists, and they all want to punish themselves.
Yeah.
And I don't care what it is. If a fella should be playing a hole at 410 yards, he wants to play it at 430. He should be playing it at 150. He wants to play it at 180. And he should play it where his abilities are. I mean, I do not go back to the back tees anymore. I mean, it's ridiculous. I can't play there anymore. So as people get older, and people do get older, they need to move up and play the set of tees that are right for them. If they do, they can enjoy any golf course.
I can tell you that Jack's ability and name and quality of his work really makes a development much better. So that's why we're so proud to be part of this team that we have worked together for some time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you very much.